Hello friends, let's start with a new chapter known as investment account. A very simple chapter based on AS13, that is accounting for investment. Before starting this chapter, I want you all to please see my AS13 videos of accounting standards, and after that come to this chapter. The links are there in the description below. You can see it from there. Now before starting, because I'll show a small glimpse over here, because small meanings are given over here, meanings of investment and all. You have to firstly read this. After reading that, please come over here, then we'll start with investment accounts. Okay, now let's move on to classification. Meaning we have already done in AS13. Now let's move on to classification. First, classification. Investment could be classified differently on various parameters. Wait, I'll write it. Investment can be classified differently on various parameters like short-term investment, long-term investment, then trade investment, then non-trade investment. Okay, etc. So investment can be classified differently on various parameters like short-term investment, long-term investment, trade investment, non-trade investment. Okay, AS13 classifies investment on long-term investment and short-term investment, that is current investment. I hope you all have seen my AS13 video, so it will give a better grip on this chapter. That's it, because there in detail I've told what is long-term investment and what the short-term investment means. So our classification is completed. Now we'll see cost of acquisition. Cost of acquisition, I hope you all have listened my text videos. Cost of acquisition means the price at which you have purchased a particular investment. Okay, so what other than purchasing price, what all things has to be added in the cost of the investment has been told over here. That is cost of acquisition. We'll see cost of acquisition, cost of acquisition, COA, cost of acquisition. As per AS13, cost of acquisition means all necessary expenses required to acquire the investment, that is, we'll say it as asset, should be added in the cost of the investment. I'll give an example so that while solving the sum you will have a better grip. Example, like if you purchase add brokerage, that means the purchase price, I'll write purchase price only, purchase price plus brokerage plus stamp duty is equal to the cost. Okay, hope this is clear. For purchases this is. Now for sales price less brokerage, because you are paying brokerage less stamp duty is equal to cost of sales. Okay, wait, I'll explain you again. Purchase price, you are paying brokerage, you are paying stamp duty, so you have to add it. Sales price is given including of this brokerage and stamp duty, so you have to subtract brokerage and stamp duty. Okay, so you will get the cost. What is cost, you will understand as and when I'll be moving forward. Afterwards, when you will be revising it, you will get a nice idea before solving the sum. So this will help you when you are revising and solving the sums. Okay, so keeping that in viewpoint, I have given this note in advance only, so don't worry if you are not understanding this part. Simply write it and keep, that's it. You don't have to worry about it. Firstly, I'll want you all to please copy this much. Pause the video and copy this much. Okay, wait, sorry. Hope you all have copied this much. Please pause the video and copy this much. Hope you all have copied this much. Now we'll see valuation, the third part in this chapter. How to evaluate the investment. This is very simple. You have already studied this in AS 13 as per para 31 and as per para 32. I will give you the reference. It is there in my book only. As per para 31, current investment, that means short term investment, current investment are valued at cost or FMV, whichever is lower. Okay, whichever is lower, when we have to value this at the end of the year or at the end of the accounting period. Okay, so I hope this is clear because I have already explained this. Para 32, long term investment will be valued at historical cost unless there is a permanent decline in the value of the asset. This is also quite simple. Just for your understanding, questions are asked in investment accounts on just current investment, because the assets are purchased, that means the investments are purchased and sold within the period of less than 12 months. So you have to be very cautious about that, and no long term investment sums are asked. Mostly short term and current investment sums are only asked. It is a very easy chapter, don't worry. Don't copy right now. Now we'll have a main introduction of this chapter, accounting for investment. So investments in this chapter, or in the normal way, not as per AS 13, in general, investment could be classified as a real investment or financial investment. Real investment are those investments which brings a real asset into existence. Example, property, machineries, etc. Now we need to understand what does financial investment means. Financial investments are those investments which does not bring any real assets into existence. Example, shares, comma, debentures, etc. There are many securities, shares and debentures. This, is it visible? Okay, wait. These are known as securities. Securities further can be classified as income bearing, fixed income bearing securities, income bearing securities, and fluctuating income bearing securities. What is fixed income bearing securities, fluctuating income bearing securities? We'll see it further. Firstly, I want you all to copy this much. I hope this was quite self-explanatory, a small intro. I hope you all have already paused the video and started copying. I hope you all have copied till here. Please copy the remaining part.